is a special presentation on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Welcome into another episode of the Where's Home Show. We got episode 4. We had a good week. Here we go. Committed to the uncommitted. Derek Ochoa out of Beachside High School. 4-year starting outfielder. 300 batting average his sophomore year. 91% contact rate his junior year. And he just committed to FSCJ last night.
No longer uncommitted. Congratulations to Derek Ochoa, FSCJ. And, man, we caught a good game out there this week on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. That was something. Congrats on the win, Chandler.
Yeah, it was awesome. Playing against my old boys over there. A lot of fun. I knew a lot of the guys on the other side, knew all the coaches, so it was a lot of fun. Both days were a lot of fun, especially going back to Trinity. Definitely some memories. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, people were asking me going into it, like, are you going to be biased with your co-host playing on the other side? And I was like, no, I'm rooting for Chandler to go 0 for 3.
Let's go. Oh, yeah.
And,
that's what I did.
My wish came true. That was a great game to watch. And great finish as well. And, hey, you made some plays there in the hot corner. This close to a highlight play, an Arenado-style throw there.
Yeah.
Did you think you had him?
I thought it was close. It would have been a bang-bang play. I think Hudson dropped the ball near the end. I think he would have been safe either way. But
yeah,
my arm definitely was hurting a little bit after that. It was backhand, I just let it go.
Hey, let's give a shout-out, though. Those numbers are from Ochoa's past, but this year he is raking his senior season. 382 right now, 1 home run. He's got 6 RBIs. That kid can play. Well-deserved commitment there. Congratulations. I think that's our first baseball committed to the uncommitted commitment of this season.
Yeah, I think it is. And check out No Gate Fees every week here on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network with Brent Martineau, Jason Hamby. They present an athlete every week, whether it's baseball or softball. So submit those in. You can DM Action Sports Jax on Instagram and submit that athlete. They do that every week, and I think FSCJ got a good one here.
Oh, yeah. Get some coverage, get some videos out, and can get promoted here on the network. Always nice when you got, Hamby and Martineau talking about you.
Yeah, it's always awesome. And definitely this past week was stacked, and I think they got a lot to talk about on Wednesday.
No doubt. We got plenty to talk about as well, and I think we start off with our game of the week. Last week, the series of the week, Trinity and St. John's, the two powerhouses right now in that private sector meeting up, and that series did not disappoint. I was there for the Thursday game. It was a real pitcher's duel at first, and the offense is coming alive with some defensive mishaps late. Just an exciting comeback victory. That was a thrill to call on the network, and I wasn't out there Friday, but can you give us a little bit of what that was like? That was just a slugfest out there at Trinity.
Yeah, it was awesome. They started Tyler Ellis, Florida commit, and we knew that coming in. We started Ethan Bissell, one of our other pitchers. We knew there was going to be a lot of hits during the game on both sides, and it definitely was that. I think it was, to get this wrong, but they were up 5-1. Jordan Martinez hit a 3-run bomb with 2 outs, I believe it was. And then skipping a couple innings to the 5th, and I think we scored 6 in the 5th. Somewhere around those numbers. We had another inning in the 5th inning, just like we did on Thursday night. And your boy let it off with a single. So then I went to the bullpen, and then I came and pitched.
How did that go?
Umpire was squeezing me a little bit.
Oh, yeah, the umpire's fault.
I threw 3 pitches.
Okay.
Ground ball. One of our guys made an error. He pulled me, put in our closer, Gavin.
Wow,
Coffey.
so we have blamed the umpire, a teammate, and the coach in 2 sentences.
No blame. It was a good decision. Good decision. It was last batter from the Trinity's lineup. I think some of the top of the order over at the Trinity side would have hit my ball pretty far. So it was a pretty good choice by Tom Lucas putting in Gavin Coffey there.
Hey, you're off to a good start, though, this season, hitting 286. The ERA's in a good spot right now. I mean, we see that Dantzler over there at St. John's. And I know there's a lot of talk about the short porch coming into this week. And, man, that Trinity fence, it definitely, I think, was a talking point on Friday.
Yeah, for sure, and they definitely hit some good balls out there. They were making their outfield run both nights, actually.
Yeah.
I think if we would have played at St. John's on Thursday night, they would have had 3 or 4 home runs, so it was a good choice. We played over there on the north side of Jacksonville at FSCJ.
It's a cool spot, too.
Yeah, it is.
And then Trinity and Bartram, Creekside and Bartram go out there, Battle of Longleaf Pine, and the Knights taking care of business, sweeping that series, a walk-off win on Friday. The Knights going out there in a top 15 matchup in the state from two public schools here in Jacksonville as well. That one, as always, did not disappoint. Memorable moments, and those teams always going to come with a little bit of extra fire for those games.
Yeah, for sure. And you've broadcasted the last 5 years. You know how that is.
Yeah.
It's back and forth. Everyone knows each other. Everyone grew up playing travel ball together. And then, Bartram and one of their guys went over to Creekside, so definitely a little bit more tension this year in Creekside.
You know what that's like.
Yeah, I know what that's like because I'm one of those guys. Creekside got the 2 wins.
And a comeback win on Friday.
Yeah, it was a close one. That's why we got a new number 1 spot in our rankings.
Yeah, teasing that a little bit here. You know what I learned about this weekend. The Knights now, they got a basketball hoop in their dugout.
Really?
And whenever they score a run, it's Dunk City.
Oh, really?
I was shocked
to
hear that King let that happen there. But hey, they love that group they got. They love the grind, and right now, that's a team. Listen, their bats may not be hot overall as a group. They haven't scored all that many runs. I think they've scored 5 just a few times this season, but that pitching staff is up there as one of the best in the state.
Yeah, for sure. You got Gavin Dupre, you got Matt Bysham. Those guys can shove, and they do it every single week.
Yeah, and Xander Brown's been really good coming out of the bullpen. Will Wood has been very good in his sophomore season. Zimmerman, Chung, Hudson Hyatt all pitching in as well. I mean, they don't have a guy with an ERA over 3.5 right now on their team.
Man, that's crazy, man. Because Creekside, they always start off great, but they tend to go down middle of the season, and we're kind of getting to that spot, and they're still...
Yeah, I mean, we're getting to spring break now.
Yeah.
And they're going to have that 42 Classic tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny, 2024, they went into the playoffs really hot. That's when they made it to the regional finals. The rain in the 5th inning knocked them out against Timber Creek. And that was a year where they actually started pretty slow.
Mm-hmm.
And they hit their stride, got hot going into the playoffs. We talked about it last week, getting hot at the right time. They did last year. The other 2 years, in the past 3 years, they played in the 42 Classic in Daytona. They've played very well going into that tournament. Then they go there, they play a good tournament, and after, it's downhill. So I am very interested to see, will this team get hot? Because they still have room to improve. Those bats have still got to get going a little bit for them consistently. They've had some good performances, but consistency is going to be key. Will they be able to sustain this success after spring break is my big question with this team. But right now, there's no doubt about it. I think they're the best team in the area so far.
Yeah, I agree, and that's a tough question because I remember my sophomore year at Trinity. We played in the Cary, North Carolina tournament, which is the big USA tournament. I think we went 2-2 there. And then we came back and we lost 3 straight games in Jacksonville. We lost to Creekside. You broadcasted that game. I'm sure you remember that one.
Oh, yeah.
UC, Oakleaf. I wonder why that is. Or, some
just
teams...
the tournament hangover.
Yeah.
And it's all that baseball. It's back-to-back.
It's like 4 games in 3 days. That's what we're doing this week.
You get stretched out. You use everybody. And there's something added to those types of situations. And I feel like you come back off of that. You're playing regular season baseball, and those tournaments you're facing quality competition. You come back and maybe you let your guard down a little bit, and I don't know if it's the intensity or what, but it's going to be very interesting with this Creekside team because, hey, it doesn't get any easier after that tournament for them. They come back, UC, then Haggerty, Winter Park, Lowndes, St. John's, Bishop Kenny, and Lincoln to end the season. Yeah, they play themselves a gauntlet over there at Creekside, and Bishop Kenny and Bulles, man, that one was a phenomenal rivalry matchup as well, and we'll be talking to a guy who walked off one of those games coming up.
Yeah, that was a good game. I got a few messages of asking if we could go to that game, but we're at the Trinity St. John's game for both of them. That game's always good. Every single sport, Bishop Kenny and Bulles is a good rival game. I know Brent Martineau and Jason Hamby talked about rivals last week on the no gate fees, but I think that's one of the top rivals is Kenny and Bulles.
Oh, there's no doubt. It carries over to all the major sports that you think of. I mean, baseball, football, basketball, soccer, they're all there. And 2-1 victory for the Bulldogs in extra innings there. Denzell Del Valle Delgado walking it off in the 8th inning. He'll be joining us here in a few minutes. And again, that's just one of those rivalries where, and it goes for all of these, it doesn't matter what the team's record how hot or cold they may be going into it, it's always going to be a dogfight in these games.
Yeah, for sure, and you definitely could see that in all those 3 games we just talked about. Trinity St. John's was close. Creekside Bartram was close. Kenny and Bolles, it was close. So those types of games, there's tension built up. You really want to win, and then those games are always close, which are always fun to watch.
It doesn't matter even if the teams are both 0-10 going into it. It's going to be a great game, and there's something extra to those games, and it really shows up. And I feel like this is a great segue. We've talked about 4 of the teams in the rankings this week. Let's get into this top 5, see how it shakes up. And how about the Creekside Knights jumping St. John's Country Day after sweeping Bartram? They advanced to number 1 in our poll for the first time this season. St. John's Country Day, after splitting with Trinity, they go to 2. They stay ahead of the Conquerors. Trinity, after an impressive performance on Friday, stay ahead of Bishop Snyder, who is number 4 in our rankings. Bartram Trail, this is where we talked a little bit about it, but honestly, right now, I feel like these 5 teams have separated themselves early on in the season. Bartram's had some quality wins over some of the teams we talked about potentially jumping them in these rankings, and you can't really fault them for playing 2 tight games, even if they didn't come out on the winning side against our number 1 team.
Yeah, for sure. And if you look at 3, I'm not sure what Bartram's schedule looks like this week, but 4 of these teams go play in a tournament this week. Bishop Snyder, Trinity, St. John's, we all go to South Walton play. Like you said, Creekside always goes to that Daytona tournament play. I'm not sure how Bartram's schedule looks like, but just like you said, man, kind of under number 5 is kind of a toss-up. You could put anyone there at 6, 7, or 8. I know Fernandina Beach is still doing good. I think they lost to Bulls this last week, but I think they still have a good record. They only lost 2 games, so Fernandina Beach is still in the bubble. But Bartram Trail needs to get some wins this week to stay there in the top 5.
Yeah, and we're getting to the point of the season. I think after spring break, someone's going to get hot, and someone's going to start making a push to get into this top 5. There's some teams I got my eye on right now. I'm looking at Bulls. I'm looking at Providence. I'm looking at Beachside, Chacoy, Fernandina, PV even is in that conversation. UC is always a team that seems to start playing better baseball. They get it together towards the end of the season. So who's going to get hot? Who's going to make a run? But right now, through our first 4 weeks of baseball here in the Jacksonville area, these 5 teams have separated themselves from the pack.
Definitely, and you can look that up yourself. Go to Max Preps, go to everything, look at the stats.
Look at the results.
Look at the results. These are the top 5 teams, and we truly do believe that. But we'll see. A lot of stuff can change in the next 2 weeks.
A lot of baseball to be played.
Yep.
And the most important games to be played as well.
I think there's about 15 games left. I got that off the top of my head. 14, 15, somewhere around there. I know it's 25 games in a season, so there's a lot of baseball to be left here in Jacksonville.
Crazy. We're not even halfway there.
Yeah, we're almost there, though.
Depends who you ask. Glass half empty, glass half full.
Yeah, that's true. There's still a lot of ball left.
I think this week will mark the halfway point. So
yeah, after spring break, I think that kind of marks.
Been a great season so far, some great moments, and hey, we got a guy who's coming off one of the best when we come back here on the Where's Home Show.
So the mission of Torque Sports Performance has been from the beginning to improve athletic performance through expert coaching. We look to not water down our system for any specific reason. We want to maintain a level of quality. We want to maintain a level of culture regardless of the trainer's age or their sport competency. What we will do is adjust their programming accordingly. The biggest thing that we strive to tell folks is that we don't want athletes here because their parents want them here, because their coaches want them here. We want athletes here who want to be here for themselves. Strong, powerful, resilient. Those are our 3 key takeaways from our culture as well as our athletes who train here.
At Torque Sports Performance, individualized training matters because not every athlete is the same. We use items like Rapsodo, Output Sports, Zybec timing lasers, and Rep 1 velocity-based training to help facilitate each client's training. Each client should be coachable. They have the desire to get better, train hard, and learn. We create an environment that fosters growth. And with the competitiveness in here, each client pushes another client, and it's my job too as a coach to understand when to push an athlete, but do it in a safe and proper manner.
I
want to tell you about something new that's coming, and it's built a little differently. Boost Coffee was created around a simple belief. Coffee should do more than wake you up. It should lift your day, your mood, and your momentum. That's why Boost roasts their coffee in-house to raise the bar on freshness, flavor, and quality. Why every drink is customizable, because great coffee should be personal, not mass-produced. Boost is built for early birds, night owls, go-getters, and anyone who refuses to settle for average. It's fast because you need it now, mindfully elevating people. Boost Coffee is coming soon. Energy that moves the moment.
The Dantzler Group is a family-owned construction company serving Florida for over 30 years. Our promise is simple. Simply do the right thing. We anticipate and execute bringing real construction experience to residential renovations, additions, roofing, and commercial projects with clear communication and craftsmanship you can see. From the first conversation to the final walkthrough, we believe trust is built through preparation, transparency, and work done the right way. That means no shortcuts, no guesswork, just experienced builders focused on lasting results. Within a customer-focused team and over 100 years of combined construction experience, the Dantzler Group is ready to deliver quality you can trust, whether it's residential, commercial, or roofing, done the right way. Visit dantzlergroup.com.
This is a special presentation on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Action Sports Jax 24/7 studios. We are joined by Denzell del Valle Delgado out of Bulles, coming off of a big week and a walk-off win over your rivals. Denzell, welcome onto the show.
Thank you. It's very nice of you guys to have me here.
Yeah, great to have you joining us. Thanks for stopping by. And Chandler, I feel like we got to start off with the walk-off against Bishop Kenny. Where I always like to ask guys after moments like this, where does that rank for you in your baseball career?
Honestly, right now I got to put it at 1, Like, it's something that I've never done before, and, it's the feeling is surreal,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know I had a walk-off last year, and that was one of the best feelings ever. How many times have you watched that video since that game?
I couldn't even tell you, too many times, honestly, but, I love every single time that I watch it, it brings me back the feeling, I kind of blacked out when I hit it, the ball goes up in the air, and, it's the rivalry matchup, all the talking behind the game, and, it's a great feeling, yeah.
I haven't seen the video yet. Do you have that, Chandler?
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up here.
All right. So what's the celebration for you after that home run?
Honestly, man, I wasn't thinking of anything. I mean, I was running the bases, screaming in Spanish to myself, hyping myself up, and then I get the home plate, and I just take off my helmet, and I throw it up as I jump up, and, I just kind of slam my home plate with the team, and, bring all the guys in. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, those some great moments there. Here's the video. Moonshot.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. I didn't see you get a good bat flip in there.
No, I didn't, man. I was running out the box. But, there's no time to think right there.
That's good, because if that doesn't get out,
exactly.
You got to.
Exactly. It was the bottom of the 8th inning, and, I was just trying to get on. I wasn't thinking of hitting a bomb in that spot, Just, let's put a good swing on the ball and get the run, and that was my plan.
And don't want to be running poles the next day if that somehow doesn't get out.
No, that's a bad idea if you do that.
Yeah.
Was that your first ever walk-off home run?
Yes, it was.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
just tell us a little bit about that game, kind of how it started and leading up to it. You guys were playing Bishop Kenny. I bet some of you guys were circling that on your schedule because that's a big rival, you guys. So just kind of tell us a little about that game and how it went.
Yeah, for sure. As you guys were saying earlier, the Bulls, the BK rivalry, it's one of the biggest ones, I would say, in all of Jacksonville. And, like I said before, there was a lot of talking going on before the game, just to, put some fire behind it. And, their guys were talking, our guys were talking, because, we're rivals on the field, but behind the scenes, we're friends, everybody loves each other. Even though, like, some of these teams, like, on paper, they're not the best teams or whatnot, I think every time we've played BK, like, for the last 3 years at least, they've had our number. And, honestly, like, they haven't had that really great of a team, but, it kind of tells you, like, the guys are ready to come to play. And that's what it's all about, and for sure they came to play that last game also, and, we had to stand 10 toes, and if we didn't come to battle that day, they could have taken it again, but we weren't going to let that happen in our home turf.
No doubt. And you guys have got a new field out there.
Exactly.
All the renovations.
Yeah.
How are you liking that locker room?
I love it, man. I love it. It's a crazy feeling. You go in there, you feel like you're in college, honestly.
Yeah.
There's showers in there. It's a very special place, and it really makes it feel like at home in there, to be honest.
Did you get to meet Chipper when you stopped by?
I did. Seeing him for the first time, like, you got a Hall of Famer in front of you. It's kind of like, this dude real, you know what I mean? But yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You guys are sitting at 6-3 right now. Just tell us a little bit about the Bulldogs this year.
I think in the start of the season, of course it was a little rocky, but I think these are things that need to happen for us to be the team that we need to be once we get to playoffs. I think we'll continue to get hot as the season goes. The guys are working together. We've had conversations as a team together, and I think game by game the guys are getting closer. Obviously, we played Fernandina. That was a really tight game. Also, we won 1-0 in this throughout 7 innings. So I think it's all part of a process, and I think it all needs to happen. I truly believe that once we get to the playoffs, we'll be a really, really good team.
Yeah, and you mentioned it was a rocky start. You started 3-3, but you've rattled off 3 in a row here against some quality opponents. Do you feel like you've turned a corner this season?
I definitely feel like, yes, we have. And like I said before, we'll keep on turning that corner, keep on progressing as a team. Sometimes, like I said before, we would, we'd kind of like hit the bottom of the lid, and things would kind of go downhill from there. But I think we're off to a better. Something's going. Yeah.
Yeah. What are the strengths of your roster, you feel like?
I feel like, every game it's a competitive matchup. We're facing everybody's top arm. I think, we're Bolles, so, we're going to get everybody's best. And, I think everybody's coming for our heads. So, it makes us better as competitors, makes us better as a team, as a coaching staff, looking forward to win every game, So, yeah, that's where we're at with that.
Yeah, Alabama State commit. Just kind of talk about that process and why you chose Alabama State.
Obviously, I come from Puerto Rico, and, like, ever since growing up, my mindset has always been, like, I want to get drafted. Like, I want to do this all for my family, and I feel like me committing to Alabama State was just a checkbox of that progress, something that I'm very proud of. I'm very glad Alabama State gave me the opportunity, I'm playing lots of travel ball, it's a lot of games, out there, Chandler. It gets hot. Those 8 a.m. games aren't easy. So, it's a big step mark for me, and, I'm excited about it. I chose Alabama State because, it's not a huge school, you know what I mean? And I think the opportunity will be good once I get there. Obviously, you have to earn your way in campus, and I'm excited for it. I'm excited to meet the guys, compete with them, and, take on what's best.
You mentioned it's a journey to get to a spot. Not many players get to go play at the next level.
Yeah.
You've earned that. Who have been some of your biggest influences, people that have helped you along the way?
I definitely think that my father has always been somebody, whether I have a great game or a bad game, he never really has, like, something to say that, to get in my head, and I feel like, nowadays, not to critique on it, but, like, you'll have a bad game and some kids' parents, kind of really get on them. And I really appreciate my father for just letting me be the player I am, letting me develop into whoever I want to be. I always look up to Lindor, and, he plays careless, he plays happy, and that's my motto, enjoy the game. You're along for it, yeah.
Yeah, I got a couple questions left for you. I used to ask this one always when I did a podcast, when I interview athletes. Do you prefer travel ball or do you prefer high school ball?
I think you got to go with high school ball. You're with the guys, you're with the team. It's a connection. You guys grow together. You guys go to battle together, and that's what it's all about. Travel ball is very fun. It's very fun. I miss it, but I think high school ball takes it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you got it, Noah.
Yeah, I feel like the other part of that is travel ball. Now, I'm someone who only played middle school, going out on those travel ball tournaments, but I feel like that's a little more individual. It's about your individual success, getting recruited. High school, you get more of that team aspect of a group coming together.
Yeah, definitely. In my side of it, like in high school, it feels like you're competing for something. You're competing to be the best in the state, the best in your division. And then travel ball, yeah, you play in the big tournaments, but it's really not the same. The bus rides in high school were
Yeah.
fun. When you go on, even when you go and do tournaments and stay in the hotel with your buddies, those are a lot of fun. So, in my opinion, I like high school ball a lot better too.
I agree. Yeah.
There's fun in both ways. But here we go. Last question for you. What's one word to describe this Bolles Bulldogs team this year?
I would say competitive. I was saying before, we got guys out there. We have the talent to be really good, and that's what it's about. That's been our motto. We compete everything with everything you do. Compete every day in practice. Whatever it is. Like I was saying before, we're gonna be a really good team by the playoffs, and I'm very excited for it. So, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate you joining us, and good luck next week and the rest of the season.
Thank you guys for the opportunity. It was great to be here.
For sure. Good stuff. That's the man that hit the bomb against Bishop Kenny. It's good stuff. Bolles Bulldogs are on a roll, and hopefully they can continue that this week.
Yeah, not many better feelings, I feel like, than walking off your rival. That's something that you dream about.
Yeah.
That's something that not many people, even the best in the world, how many can say that they walked off their rival on a home run nonetheless?
Not a lot at all, especially on a home run. Maybe someone gets a walk-off walk or a walk-off single over the shortstop or something, but a walk-off home run, that's what you're dreaming about in the backyard when you're playing wiffle ball with your boys.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here we go. That's Denzell over at the Bolles Bulldogs, Alabama State commit. When we come back, we'll go over the Week 4 recap presented by Torque Sports Performance.
Baker Sports is awesome.
Baker Sports is family.
Baker Sports is a team.
The whole time the motto I have, and I still say it to this day, was to be able to service, to out-service the competition, to be able to say yes, have the ability to say yes. I used to say if Corky Rogers won the state championship on a Friday night, I wanted to have the ability to print him t-shirts and have them ready for him when he got off the bus when he got back to Jacksonville. And we've just continued that all along. Now, do we always say yes? No, but we want to have the ability and to control as many factors as we can to say yes.
We are going to go above and beyond, that we are going to do everything that we can possibly do to make sure that kid has a jersey on his or her game day.
Baker Sports is growing. Baker Sports is a family.
Baker Sports is home.
It's a lot of work that goes into our business. Not Amazon. We're not just picking something off the shelf and shipping it to you. We're customizing almost everything we touch. It is literally all I've ever done. And my wife, actually, when I started the company, when we started the company, she was a senior in high school. So it's all she's ever done as well. And it's the only boss I've ever had.
Business changes, and you have to evolve with business. As things change, we just keep pouring back into it. We love our community, and we love the people that work here, and we love what we do.
This sky's the limit. I mean, we went from maybe 10 to 12 people at the most, and now look at it. We're in a couple hundred people here between production and sales, so it's just going to get bigger.
Baker Sports is culture.
Baker Sports is family. Baker Sports is relentless.
We're just over 100,000 square feet in this facility right now with the ability to expand. So it's all three companies. See, we've had Pro Gear now for 4 years. So we bought Burbank Sportnets 10 years ago. Burbank and Baker's had never been under the same roof. And then we added Pro Gear shoulder pads 4 years ago. So to have the ability to put all three companies under one roof and just expand all three companies at the same time with extra space, we're already seeing the benefits, and we're only a month and a half in. The way the three companies complement each other. The Baker Sports sales force sells the Pro Gear shoulder pads and also sells the Burbank Sport Net. So the synergies between the three companies, since we've been in the same building, we've probably sold more netting on the Baker side than we had the previous 9 years. It's been great.
This business has been very good to us. We feel very blessed to be here where we are today, and the opportunities that it provides for everyone here that works here. We feel very blessed to be able to do that.
We are a family. It's one big team between all three businesses.
We do everything. We do netting to protect scoreboards. We do the field goal netting, the raised and lower field goal netting at football stadiums, volleyball. Everything's trying to contain a ball. We've got the netting to contain the ball and protect the fans. The netting company really made us the one-stop shop on the baseball side of things, because we got complete facilities with the netting, and Pro Gear's done that for Baker's on the football side. And just what a cool business, man, to be able to see there. And we all watch football, right? We're in the South, so we're football crazy. And to be able to watch the games on TV and you see that jersey sleeve pop up, you know, and that pro gear flapping and the back plates hanging out the back, just a really fun and cool business. Talking about on Saturday, the who's who are wearing it. You know, you got Ohio State, Michigan, Florida, Florida State, Alabama, Tennessee, Clemson, Georgia. I mean, you're talking guys that all of those teams are majority pro gear. Some of them are all pro gear, not to mention the other schools around. And then you see some of the key players on Sunday that's wearing it. You know, you got Travis Kelce, you got Tyreek Hill, J.J. McCarthy the other night on Monday Night Football. I saw him run out of bounds and the Pro Gear logo just a flapping. So these, you know, we've made such a gain on the market in the college piece that those guys are going to the NFL saying, hey, you know, we don't want competitor, we want Pro Gear. It's American-made pad, right? On our custom pads, we bring some stock pads in from overseas in the high school and youth market, but our custom pads are 100% American-made. It's a really fun business, and just watching how it's taken off the last 2 years has been incredible.
Baker Sports is family.
Baker Sports is family.
Baker Sports is family.
We are a family business. We want to create a team. You got people that are just super talented, you've got grinders, and then you got role players on every team that you've been a part of. And that's what we have here. You know, and you combine that team and those pieces with the family environment and, you know, and the love that we have in this building, and it's a, you know, recipe for success.
This is a special presentation on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Back with the Where's Home show here on Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Week 4 recap presented by Torque Sports Performance. We had a good week this week. We just talked a little bit about it. A lot of good games. A lot of good games we got this week.
Hey, we got our money's worth with the
did.
game of the week.
Maybe we should start telling all the head coaches next year, like, this is going to be rival week. You guys schedule these games this week. We'll have a little college football type of thing.
Yeah.
This will be rival week.
Yeah, I mean, hey, rivalry week. You get some rivals in high school baseball, it's going to live up to the hype.
For sure. And like we said earlier, it could go either way, which is always fun in baseball. Here we go. Game of the week. What we got?
Trinity Christian, St. John's Country Day. Two titans of private school baseball meeting up on a neutral site Thursday night. Top prospects in the area. 25 MLB scouts in attendance. And boy, did this one live up to the hype, as we've been saying. Trinity jumps out to a 3-0 lead. St. John's Country Day looks dead to rights. Then in the bottom of the 5th inning, here come the Spartans clawing back into the game, plating 4 runs, and closing it out in a home game on a neutral site. What a game that was, Chandler.
Man, it was a lot of fun. Like I said earlier, it was awesome to play my old team. I know last week I said I don't get nervous before games, but I was nervous before Thursday games. Leading up to the day, the bus ride on the way there, I was definitely nervous because I just wanted to beat him so bad. And then we won on Thursday. I wasn't too nervous on Friday. Went over to
That's why you lost.
Yeah, I got 2 hits, so maybe I shouldn't be nervous.
Maybe. I don't know. Depends. It's all about the win, right?
It's all about the win. Good series, and the second game was a close one too.
Yeah.
They got us 10-8.
Yep.
Aiden Arnett.
What a game for him.
What a game. 4 for 4, 2 doubles, 1 RBI. Jordan Martinez was 1 for 2 at the plate. Hit a 3-run bomb, 3 RBIs, of course. Parker Lau, 2 for 4 at the plate, 3 RBIs, and 2 doubles. Those boys can hit.
That they can. We didn't even mention Gabe Petrutz.
Gage Petrutz. He can hit as well.
Yeah, might be our hitter of the week.
I think he's one of the best hitters here in Florida, and even he's up there nationally as well. Like, if you look at his at bats, if you watch the video, like even his takes are great.
Yeah,
his swings are great.
He stands out to me, and Murphy talked about him a lot going into that game. So I had my eye on him. He was like, he may not measure up to some of these guys who are getting MLB attention, but he feels like Petrutz should be. Because he takes those professional at-bats, he makes contact, and he just plays the game the right way. He does it right. He goes out there, and it shows in the numbers. He is maybe the best hitter right now statistically on that Trinity team. And coming off of a phenomenal week again against St. John's and UC.
Yeah, not to mention, he can't only hit. I mean, him behind the plate pitching, catching those guys that they're pitching. They got Ethan Wheeler, Tyler Ellis, Ryan Walls.
I don't think he let a ball to the backstop.
I don't think he did either. I can't remember if he did.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Alabama commit. Played with him in travel ball. Great kid. He loves the game of baseball, and what a good series it was with St. John's versus Trinity.
That it was. And then how about the Battle of Longleaf Pine? Game 1, kicking things off. All Creekside, 4-0, 1 through 9, all with a hit for Creekside. Gavin Dupre, 7 shutout innings, 3 hits, 7 strikeouts to 2 walks. Then in Game 2, Creekside jumps out to a 2-0 lead in the first inning, but Bartram comes roaring back. They take a 3-2 lead. Creekside looks down, but they're not out. They come back. They tie it up and walk it off on a walk. Dom Cantona, 1 for 4th, an RBI double against his former team. And how about that group, Creekside, coming out with 2 big wins against the Bartram Trail Bears?
Yeah, it was awesome. I thought they were going to split this, but I knew Creekside definitely had the players to win both games, which they did. The second game was definitely great. A walk-off, that's kind of what you dream for, like we said, in a rival type of game like that.
Even if it's a walk, you'll take that every day of the week. Getting down, hyped up, the dugout pouring out. You're just looking at him as you walk down to first. That's still a hype moment. Any walk-off, you'll take it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Everything except I've seen a walk-off balk, and that is the worst thing in all of sports.
I'm not sure if I've been a part of that before.
I was last year. It's the worst high school baseball game I've ever seen. Creekside versus Lowndes, and it is nothing happens the entire game, and it ends on a walk-off balk.
Yeah, I mean, if a game ends like that, that's a big heartbreaker. What does the coach even say to your team after that? Like,
don't balk.
Don't balk? You don't practice that, though. You really don't. You don't have a practice of, hey, guys, come set. You don't do that. It's just like a known thing, but that's a big heartbreaker if you lose on a balk.
And I don't feel too bad for Lowndes. I'm pretty sure they had a trailer traveling locker room.
Yeah, that won't surprise me. They got that Georgia COVID money, you know?
They definitely got a good solid bank over there, and hey, Florida teams, they've been taking care of business against them in recent years. And on to our next matchup, another rivalry game. We've talked about it already. Bolles 2-1 victory in extras against Bishop Kenny. Denzell Del Valle Delgado walk-off home run against the Crusaders. An electric moment. Just got to talk about it here. And then Mandarin and First Coast 5-4. Zach Bouchard 2 for 2, para RBI. That's a big win there for Mandarin.
Big win. And they also had another big win, which we have down there. We'll talk about the final score here in a minute, but it was a huge win. I want to do upset of the week, but I think that would have won that one, upset of the week.
6-2 over Tecoy?
Yeah.
That's a big win right
That's
there.
a huge win. Tecoy's got a good program. I know Mandarin just lost one of their top hitters to a hand injury, one of my buddies, John Brooks. So it's a big loss for them. It's pretty cool to see them win some good games this week.
Yeah, I mean, that's a team that's had some success in the past. It'd be great to see them get back into competition here in the area. And then on to our next game, Bartram Trail, Columbia.
That was last week.
That was last week. Quick scores, though, from around the area. Chandler, you want to handle those?
Let's do it. Bartram Trail, St. Augustine. Bartram Trail wins that one 7-0. Fleming Isler over First Coast 5-3. Atlanta Coast beats Bishop Kenny 8-5.
AC.
And then we got Christchurch winning over Fletcher 2-1. UC over Baldwin 2-0. It's a close game. Bishop Snyder over Sandalwood. This is also a close game.
That was a
2-1.
shocker to me.
When I think that was Thursday night as well. I looked at Game Changer and I was like, geez. Actually,
yeah. Sandalwood, I'm still trying to figure out, is Sandalwood this year? Because they've kind of been hit or miss over the past few seasons, but that's a really impressive showing there from the Saints.
Yeah, I mean, they have Bane Barker, which he was our pitcher of the week last week. I know he had a good week this week as well. So they're definitely good enough team to handle with Snyder, which they did. I think it just depends, who they have out there on that day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then Snyder bounced back in a big way. 12-2 win over Providence. That's sending a message after that performance that was not maybe ideal for them against Sandalwood.
Yeah, for sure. And sometimes, if you have a close game the day before you play after, you're kind of mad, you're kind of pissed off, and you're wanting to get some hits and kind of kill that next team.
Yeah, and that they did. Did,
They
Chandler.
sure did. And then, like we said, Mandarin over to Coy 6-2. Providence beats Clay 8-0. Let's see. Beachside, big win over West Nassau 13-5. And that is our Week 4 recap. Good games this week.
Got there weren't some big ones coming up again in Week 5.
Yeah, there is.
Testing some waters around the state.
Yeah, a lot of tournaments. I know the Spartans got IMG coming up this week, so that'll be a good one. Excited for that one and see how that would go. But we do
I got the 904, Chandler.
Got the 904, yep. If you watch the high school football show, I always took the 904 no matter what, so I'm sticking with the 904 this whole week. But we play 4 games in 3 days. We got a doubleheader one of the days. It's going to be tough. Not sure we have the next week, but we'll figure that out.
It's where you find out what you're all about.
That is true. It's kind of travel ball style, these tournaments. You know, you're in a hotel, you get up early in the morning.
Some of the best memories are created, though, on those tournaments.
For sure. Before the games, after the games, the bus rides, going out to eat with the whole team. It's a lot of fun, I'll tell you that.
That it is. That's some of my favorite memories covering high school baseball is traveling. Freaks out to always go out to, like, Tallahassee or that Valdosta trip every year. There's some good memories on those.
It's always fun to play some other teams that are outside of, you know, your playing area because you really got nothing to lose. You go out there, compete, do your job, and hopefully you come out with 3 or 4 wins.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good. When we come back, we'll hit a break here. When we come back, we'll hit up the hitter and pitcher of the week. And then we'll kind of announce the game of the week this week. We didn't do a poll again, but this game's going to be a good one. So when we come back, we will go over that.
The Dantzler Group is a family-owned construction company serving Florida for over 30 years. Our promise is simple. Simply do the right thing. We anticipate and execute bringing real construction experience to residential renovations, additions, roofing, and commercial projects with clear communication and craftsmanship you can see. From the first conversation to the final walkthrough, we believe trust is built through preparation, transparency, and work done the right way. That means no shortcuts, no guesswork, just experienced builders focused on lasting results. Within a customer-focused team and over 100 years of combined construction experience, the Dantzler Group is ready to deliver quality you can trust, whether it's residential, commercial, or roofing, done the right way. Visit dantzlergroup.com.
I want to tell you about something new that's coming, and it's built a little differently. Boost Coffee was created around a simple belief. Coffee should do more than wake you up. It should lift your day, your mood, and your momentum. That's why Boost roasts their coffee in-house. We raise the bar on freshness, flavor, and quality. Why every drink is customizable, because great coffee should be personal, not mass-produced. Boost is built for early birds, night owls, go-getters, and anyone who refuses to settle for average. It's fast because you need it now, mindfully crafted because ingredients matter, and personal every single time. Boost isn't just about coffee, it's about elevating people. Boost Coffee is coming soon. Energy that moves the moment.
So the mission of Torque Sports Performance has been from the beginning to improve athletic performance through expert coaching. We look to not water down our system for any specific reason. We want to maintain a level of quality. We want to maintain a level of culture regardless of the trainer's age or their sport competency. What we will do is adjust their programming accordingly. The biggest thing that we strive to tell folks is that we don't want athletes here because their parents want them here, because their coaches want them here. We want athletes here who want to be here for themselves. Strong, powerful, resilient. Those are our 3 key takeaways from our culture as well as our athletes who train here.
At Torque Sports Performance, individualized training matters because not every athlete is the same. We use items like Rapsodo, Output Sports, Zyback timing lasers, and Rep 1 velocity-based training to help facilitate each client's training. Each client should be coachable. They have the desire to get better, train hard, and learn. We create an environment that fosters growth. And With the competitiveness in here, each client pushes another client, and it's my job too as a coach to understand when to push an athlete, but do it in a safe and proper manner.
This is a special presentation on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Welcome back to the Where's Home Show on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Chandler, hey, he's back.
There we go. Having some camera problems here, but we're good.
Yeah, I mean, the lights were on, by the way, everybody in that room.
3 lights.
3 whole lights.
Maybe it's probably me problem, but we'll figure it out after the show. We got hitter and pitcher of the week coming up, and then we'll release. Wait, did we already talk about
Game of the week? We have not done that.
We have not, so I missed that one. That was on me.
It's a big one.
Let's do it.
Hitter of the week presented by Dantzler Group General Contracting and Roofing. See the graphic, Chandler. Who is it?
Yep. Do it.
Gage Petrutz.
Gage Petrutz, man. We kind of teased that one earlier.
He earned it.
He
462 batting average this week. 7 ribeyes. Home run and a double. Nearly had a second home run against you guys on Thursday.
Yeah, almost did.
Got a hold of that one.
Boy, glad we didn't throw that pitch again.
But yeah, Petrutz, we were talking about just how good of a hitter he's been this year for Trinity Christian, and it shows up again in a big way this week.
Yeah, it does. And if you look at his numbers, man, he does it every week. I think he's close to batting 500 on the season so far. Like we said, I think he's one of the best hitters in Florida. Maybe not the best, and maybe not top 10 and nationally ranked in the whole entire country. So Gage Petrutz definitely earns this one here. It's good stuff, good week, and he did it against us twice. So
yeah, hitting 339 now on the year. Or no, that's over his career. He's hitting this year 500.
500 on the dot.
500 on the dot, 2 home runs, 13 RBIs.
And he recently, I think last week, got his 100th hit in his high school career, which is
yes, he did.
Which is crazy.
Petrutz, man, he's a pure hitter out there and can handle those pitchers behind the plate as well, which is impressive.
Yeah, really impressive. There's a reason he's going to Tuscaloosa and joining the Crimson Tide, being behind the plate with them. And fun story about him, his brother actually was just there 2 years ago. He was an outfitter for Alabama and got drafted by the Cardinals. So,
wow.
Pretty cool. It's in the blood. It's in the blood for him to
swing.
Hey,
he's got sneaky speed too.
He does. Yep. Let's do pitcher of the week here.
Presented by Boost Coffee and Energy. How about Providence Stallions getting us Gavin Duva?
Let's go.
6 innings pitched, 1 hit, no runs, 12 Ks to 2 walks, 3 home runs at the plate.
That's what we like to see.
Wow.
That's what we like to see.
3 home runs
at the plate.
What? How's he not our hitter of the week? That's our player of the week.
He had 2 games. So Gage had 3. Good average. But pitcher of the week. I wonder if I could do both.
I mean, that's our Shohei Ohtani of the week.
There you go.
He wins our inaugural Shohei Award.
It's good stuff from the Stallions over there. Yeah, 3 home runs. He signed up twice. One as a hitter and one as a pitcher, and
he's got 5 home runs now on the season, hitting .389.
Jeez.
Gavin Duva. On another planet.
Committed to Enterprise State.
And he is 14th in the nation in home runs.
Oh, wow.
Number 6 in Florida.
Good to hear.
How about that from Gavin Duva?
It's good stuff.
Shout out to the Stallion over there. Stallion on the mound, and what a job on the plate.
All right, we're going to take a little reset here because we skipped kind of the stats of the game of the week, which was Trinity St. John's. So let's pull that up. Let me figure out where this graphic's at.
Want me to talk about the stats here?
Yeah, do that
while you pull that up. Well, let's talk about Preston Cole. 1 for 4. Got that comeback started with a big-time triple to left center field. That should not have been a triple either. He just hustled that one out, and it was very impressive. Fired up, as he should be. Jonas Wells, walk, RBI, hit by pitch, 1 for 1 at the plate. Braden Harris, not his best stat line. he's ever had. 5 2/3, 2 earned runs, which is still a very nice performance with 10 strikeouts, topped out 97. His stuff, just such a fun pitcher to watch.
Yeah, really fun. And it's a fun pitcher when he's on your team. I'll tell you that. And I played outfield last year. I loved playing outfield when Brandon Harris was on the mound because I didn't even do nothing out there. It's always fun to watch him pitch. I've known him for a long time. I was with him at Trinity. He's been the same kid ever since. And he's just getting better and better and better every single day.
His stuff is nasty.
Man, that kid works hard. Like, that's probably the one most hardworking kid ever. The long toss routines he does, the bullpens he throws.
I didn't even get a chance to talk about that on the broadcast.
Oh, yeah?
Getting out there and all the stuff he does before the game. And that curveball, 18 inches of vertical break. Then he runs that fastball up to you at 97.
Yeah, and I had a few guys text me after that Thursday night game over on the Trinity side saying Braden has the best curveball they have seen. And
oh, no doubt.
And I've seen that in practice, and I don't think I've ever swung at it. They just always call a strike because I feel like that ball's about to hit me every single time.
And he can locate it, too. That's what's impressive about it. I think it's ranked as the best secondary pitch in the state. Is it America?
I think I saw that post on
Prep
PG.
Baseball Report, I think.
Or was it Prep?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I think it's either Florida or the whole entire state. Whole entire USA. So
yeah, I mean, when your secondary pitch is that good, throwing 97-mile-an-hour heat, yeah, you're gonna get some eyes on you, and I think definitely some MLB scouts were impressed there against Trinity. That's a guy that you look at and you're like, yeah, I can work with this.
Yeah, for sure. And a lot of scouts were there. They're there every Thursday night when he pitches, so it's pretty fun to see him do that and kind of live out his dream to playing at the next level and the next level after that. Let's pull up the play of the game. It was pretty cool.
Play of the game. Let's see it. Presented by Boost Coffee and Energy. Hunter Rogers, strike him out, throw him out. Goodbye. Hunter Rogers.
I think it was, what was that, second inning or third inning?
I think it was the second.
Yeah.
He was great behind the plate.
Yep.
Had a big game. Rogers, an impressive player, and that was a big-time play as well.
That was a big-time play, and he makes a lot of those. I know the camera's not always on him, but he makes a lot of those plays. That's our team captain at St. John's. He gets us right, especially in practice. He gets us straight, and if we're ever playing around, he's the one that's putting us straight in and getting us locked in, whether it's a practice or a game.
What was really impressive about that play, too, is he's taking a pitch down and away in the dirt, and he's still making that throw down to second in time.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
And then you got Aiden Arnett running, who got thrown out. He's fast.
Yeah.
He might be one of the fastest kids on Trinity. And that just goes to show you how good Hunter Rogers is behind the dish.
That was such a great game talent-wise. You got two of the best pitchers in the area, two of the best catchers. And you go out there, on top of that, all the talent on the field, position players. I mean, that was absurd and so fun to watch. Those battery mates out in that game, and our game of the week next week should be a good one as well, Chandler.
This is a good one. We got Tacoy Bishop Kinney. Shout out Cooper Fair. He always makes our game of the week graphics, so pretty cool. This one's pretty cool. Tacoy Nate Wade batting .333 with 7 RBIs. Carter Alvarez batting .312. Chase Pate .312 as well, 8 RBIs, 3 doubles, and Caleb Stockwell 18.2 innings pitched. 8 hits, 4 earned runs, and 32 Ks.
Always good when you have more strikeouts than you have innings pitched, especially when you have 14 more strikeouts than innings pitched.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Very impressive.
And then on Bishop Kenny's side, Timmy Pellissier hitting .378, 4 RBIs, 4 doubles to start the year. Noah Litchfield hitting .265 with 2 ribeyes. And on the mound, they've been very impressive. That Crusaders side this season. Daley Stevens and Caleb Pasco leading the way, both striking out. Ton of batters. Pasco with 36 Ks in 23 innings. Pasco, in those 23 innings, just 1 earned run, whereas Stevens, 5 earned runs in 16 and a third. That pitching staff for Bishop Kenny, when it's on, it is on.
Yeah.
Those Crusaders are tough to hit.
For sure, and I think this is going to be a good matchup. I think both teams are going to go at it. They both got some good pitching over there. And this game is actually tomorrow night at 6:30. I think this is our first Monday night game. It's pretty cool. We get to see some other teams because we've had St. John's twice, and we've posted Trinity twice or 3 times as far as posting
get
them
some
on
new
YouTube.
blood in there.
So we're getting some new blood. That's why we didn't even put a poll up this week. We got Secoy and Bishop Kenny tomorrow night at 6:30.
Gonna be a good one. It's a game of the week. Always gonna be a good one.
Yeah. Let's cover the bases. We didn't do it last week. Ran out of some time. We'll cover the bases with Bishop Snyder, Tennessee commit Cody Boschel. Thank you guys for watching.
Out here with Cody Boschel, and we're about to cover the bases, brought to you by Boost Coffee and Energy. Cody, you're a guy who's dominant 2 ways out here at Bishop Snyder. Is there anything that you take from one side that helps you on the other?
Yeah, competing and knowing, like in the box, knowing like how I think like, on the mound, and like trying to get a good idea of what pitch is coming, and just being dominant in both sides. Yeah.
You hit 9 home runs last year, up there in the leaderboard, not just in Florida, but in the country. When was it in your baseball career that power swing really started developing for you?
Yeah, of course, like, 12U, when you have all the drop 5s, it kind of, and I was bigger, I saw it a little bit. I started, like, pop fly starting to go, and then 13U, it all caught up to me, and then I finally started finding power, I guess, sophomore year, seeing balls backspin, go out of here, and then junior years when I was like in BP, it was a regular like probably 5 to 10 bombs in practice, and that's when I knew I had a little bit of pop.
What was the first home run you ever hit?
Oh, kid pitch was 9U in Lake City, but like in T-ball, I would like purposely get on the tee. Like my coach would throw me balls, and I would get on the tee and pull it out. Yeah.
That's team favorite right there when you get up there and just let one go.
Oh yeah.
So it's been regular for you then for a while, and it caught some eyes, obviously. Committed to Tennessee. What made you want to go out there to Knoxville and become a volunteer?
Yeah, just the culture, the way they're allowed to play with freedom, and just the way the coaches, like even with when Coach V was there, it didn't change with Coach G now. They're allowed to play how they want, and just the energy and the atmosphere that's there, it's something special.
And how does that sentiment show up in your game here at Bishop Snyder?
Yeah, no, I think that's one of the reasons why I really want to go there, because I feel like as a player and as just a person, I thrive off competing and being myself, being energetic, and so I think that's what that's why my decision to go and commit to Tennessee.
A lot of energy out here for the Cardinals this year. You guys off to an undefeated start.
Yeah.
What stands out to you about this group?
Yeah, no, I would say just the way we just mesh, like the brotherhood that we have. Everybody's super close. Like we do everything together as a team. Go eat after practice almost every day. It's super cool how like even after games we'll have sleepovers together. We're very connected this year, and I'm very excited. Yeah.
You guys have some top prospects, I guess you could call them, on this team. You and Trip Hanna obviously going to big time programs at the next level. Let's give a shout out to maybe an under recruited teammate though. Who's the guy out here who deserves looks at the next level?
Yeah, Cade Cooper. I think he's a senior. He sophomore year he transferred here. He was a bigger guy, but he took it to heart, and he went into the gym and got like diced. He looks really good, and now he's kind of finding the pitchability. And I mean, we do live ABs, and his slider's up to like 3,000 RPMs, and so he's a solid arm. I think he's 86, 89. So yeah, he's good.
We're about to finish covering the bases here. Last question I got for you.
Yeah.
One word to describe this year's Cardinals team.
One word. Tough. Yeah, resilient. I think resilient. Yeah, resilient.
It's a good word right there.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
quality to have, especially when the playoffs roll around.
Yeah.